You are raised in a culture where you are told men do not act differently than women, and women do not act differently than men. Men today are applauded for manifesting femininity, and women are applauded for manifesting masculinity. It's not what you are. You're being recreated in the image of something that's not biblical. 1 Corinthians 16:13, Paul says, "Be alert, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong." Now, I want you to notice something here, and this is very important. He says, act like men. That right there tells us that the Scriptures teach us that men act differently than women. You're raised in a culture where you are told men do not act differently than women, and women do not act differently than men. You live in a culture where if men practice their masculinity, they are shamed by the people around them. They're made fun of. And women are applauded for manifesting masculinity. Men today are applauded for manifesting femininity, and women are applauded for manifesting masculinity. Go figure. Go figure. Guys, don't be pressed into their mold. He says, be strong. I mean, I tell you, I married just the perfect woman for me. I'll come in, on the web, like 10,000 people are calling for my death. I just preach at a place where everybody wants to beat me up afterwards. I come home feeling kind of sad. My wife says, "What's wrong?" I said, "Man, those guys want to beat me up. Those guys are trashing me." And it's just like everybody's against me. She said, "They're supposed to be against you. This is what you do. Man up. Go out there and fight again. It's what you're called to do. This is what men do. They stand against falsehood. Go out there and preach." Men, here's what I want you to realize. This will help you later on when you get married. Let's say all hell's breaking loose. Everybody in the world has just come to your office with signs, "Down with you." Everybody hates you. The world's falling apart. Happens to me about every other day. I get in my car and I drive home, and I'm trying to get my heart right. And when I pull in that driveway, I do not get out of that car until I've settled some issues. This is not about me. It's not about my whining. It's not about my needs. It's not about my emotion. It's not about all this goofy stuff that people are telling you as men you need to be concerned about. My only concern is getting out of that car and walking into that house strong and joyful. Because the burdens I'm supposed to carry as a man, my wife is not supposed to carry, nor are my children supposed to carry. So you've been told that you need to marry a woman who can, just carry you, basically. You can share all your emotions with. Just die to your emotions, okay? Just die to all that psychobabble and everything else you've been told that you ought to be feeling inside. Say no to your feelings, and like my wife says, man up and just do it. Carry the burden. Cast your cares upon Christ, because your wife was not created to carry your burdens. Children were not created to carry your burdens. And brothers in Christ can carry some of your burdens, but guys, I want to tell you honestly, I see Christian guys get together sharing their burdens and they sound like a bunch of just girls. They've been trained to talk a certain way. You know what's amazing? It's like when terrible catastrophes happened during my childhood, not to me, but to the nation and other things, no one went around to high schools providing counselors for kids who were emotionally distraught because they thought the world was coming to an end. They started doing that when psychologists told us that's how we are feeling and we need to get that out of our system. They've trained us like Pavlov's dog just to be soft. There is a biblical casting your cares upon Christ, and there is one brother strengthening another brother, and that is good, and sometimes we all need that. But guys, we're just so, even the Christian songs today, I hear some of these guys singing these songs and they're just whining about all their feelings. It makes me want to throw up. It's not what you are. You're being recreated in the image of something that's not biblical. Again, don't take this to an extreme. I'm not saying that you can't share your needs. I'm not saying that you can't do all these things. But be very careful. They've turned men into little emotional wastebaskets. And that's not what we are. We're supposed to deal with problems. We're supposed to carry burdens. We're supposed to carry things and not trouble our wives or our children with them. It ends with us. Again, there are times we can share with our wife. But guys, be very, very careful about becoming this emotionally needy person. That's not what you are. It's not what you were created to be.